Linton, I've got a treat for you. I'm making these gorgeous cheese and Vegemite scrolls. So we've got 500 grams of strong flour. So strong flour has a higher gluten content, a bit more protein, makes a stretchier bread, whereas the normal plain flour just makes that lovely crumbly cake. 2 to 3 teaspoons of yeast, probably about
7 grams?
a sachet.
I always base my bread recipes on a sachet of yeast.
Yeah.
If it requires more than 1 sachet of yeast, I'm like, nah, I'm not doing it.
And then about 2 teaspoons of salt, but no more salt than yeast. So if you are measuring it out, otherwise because salt can kill yeast. And I've just tossed the yeast through the flour to coat it so that if a salt grain hits a yeast grain, it's not going to kill it because it's got a little protective flour coat. Yeah,
that's a good hit.
Yeah. And then pop that in. And then I'm just going to close it, turn my dough hook on to a low setting, and then I'm going to drizzle in 50 grams of melted butter. Knead this now for about 10 minutes. On the dough hook, you can do it by hand if you feel that way inclined. I love using a mixer because it saves me time to do other things like have a cup of tea. So you can see here, Linton, the dough is nice and smooth. It's got a stretchy texture to it. So I put a little blanket on our dough and we're going to put it in a warm place now to rest. So Linton, it's been about half an hour. I'm going to go check my dough. Oh, look at that. That is a plumptuous beauty.
How much has that risen from the original?
It's amazing, isn't it? If you just get it out, like that.
It's a bit aggressive.
Just rough. And then I'm going to do a quick little, I like to still feel it, a bit of manual labour.
So this is a special technique that Emma's doing here. It's getting air into it, I believe.
Yeah, it's a bit of air into it. So we're going to, you want it kind of as long as you want the Cheese Vegemtie Scroll. So, and then we're going to roll it out into a big rectangle. So can you smear Vegemite all over it?
Really?
Yeah, it's delicious. And you can use pesto if you want, or any other spread. You can use chocolate and almond meal if you want to have a nice little sweetie.
Nothing says Australia like Vegemite.
Hello. Hello, Australia.
I was working with this chef once. He got asked to make a Vegemite sandwich for a customer and he would have put that much Vegemite on 2 pieces of bread. He was German. Look, they don't know Vegemite like Australians.
All the corners. And then we're going to use a few cups of cheese.
Just shredded? Just
shredded cheese. You can use any kind of cheese. Not all of it because we're going to put a bit on the top. There we go.
And you should just bake that as it is.
And then you can help me with this. We're going to roll it up. This is a really fun thing to do with kids and mates. There we go. So we've got yep, exactly that. I'm going to set these aside to prove for another 20 minutes. I'm going to put a wet Scotch-Brite on top.
So that's so it doesn't stick?
Yeah, so it doesn't stick. I've used warm water as well, so it adds another bit of heat from the top. In a warm spot, another 20 minutes and we're done. So Linton, the scrolls have been proven for about 20 minutes, so I'm just going to check them.
Show me what they look like.
You can see they've got a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Some of them are touching. So I'm going to put it in a 200-degree oven. Make sure your oven is preheated at 200 degrees because we need that initial hot blast. So you can smell those cheesy white scrolls. Shall I get them out of the oven?
Get them out.
Yes.
I want to taste one now.
Thank you.
A bit of work goes a long way in this recipe, I think.
I think so too. So they're beautiful, cheesy Vegemite scrolls. They're all cooked in together. They're all stuck in together.
Can I have one while it's hot?
Can you get one while it's hot? Oof.
They are very hot. I can never wait until they're cooled down.
So easy.